this is Oscar Heinrich. And in his case, we have kept his birth last name. His birth name is Schmidt. But he's pretty cranky right now because he is getting hungry. He knows exactly when dinner time is, don't you, buddy? So I'm going to get his feeding started. Okay, so I got him all set up and he's a lot happier now. That thing that he just did, smacking his lips, that's new for him. And that is a really good sign. So as you guys can see, or for those of you who can't, he uses a feeding tube. This is a G-tube, meaning that it goes directly into his stomach. And this liquid that he's receiving is actual blood plasma. So he is what's known as an atypical zombie. And since I have to sit here and hold it like this to feed him, I'm just going to tell you guys about him while we do this. Because he will not let me hold him while I feed him. He gets way too aggressive. So, Oscar was actually born January 15th, 1945. Yeah, he's my oldest by a lot. But his father was a Nazi doctor and scientist. And his mother did not know what her husband was doing. He shielded her from a lot, and she also just didn't want to know. She just didn't, you know. A lot of people at that time didn't want to know what was really happening. So her husband was basically trying to invent a compound that would turn prisoners into mindless super soldiers. Super aggressive, super strong, but very easily controlled because they didn't think much. So he didn't get this perfect. And one day he forgot his lunch, and she got directions from somebody else to his lab. This person obviously didn't know that she didn't know, and she stumbled into it. Well, she was pregnant at the time. She was pregnant with this little one. And so she suffered symptoms of like radiation sickness, and she died giving birth to Oscar. And he came out as a baby version of one of these super soldiers, kind of. That was never intended to happen. It was not supposed to be used on children, but that's what happened when he was exposed to it in utero. So his father was devastated, and he took him into hiding and stayed there until after the war. He actually stayed there for 6 months, hidden with him, and he had to feed him like crushed up raw meat and stuff, because that was the only thing that could sustain him. He used to be a lot skinnier than he is now. You can see he's got some chubby rolls there now, which is really great. Don't play with that. Don't play with it. Thank you. Okay. So he was pretty skinny, and his father couldn't touch him because he would just lunge at him and try to bite him, essentially. Feed on him. And he doesn't have any teeth in there, but believe me, those gums can hurt. They can. So he's very strong. He can be really aggressive when he's hungry, which is all the time. So mixed with his food is actually medication to help slow down his metabolism, but that's getting ahead of it. So eventually his father became sick as well from being exposed to the chemicals that he was using, and he became psychotic and ran off. Well, Oscar was found by the agency that I adopt my kiddos through, and they have a branch that deals with unusual beings, so magical creatures, dark creatures, like actual true zombies that have been infected with something, vampires, that kind of thing, extraterrestrials. And they took him, and he's been in the hospital until this past March, when he came to me. And so we're using a feeding tube because he gasps, and he will actually inhale this if you try and bottle feed him. We are trying to start the process of moving him over to a thickened liquid from a bottle. it's not going well because he hates any foreign object in his mouth unless he puts it there. So that's kind of difficult, but you can see he's got his veins really stand out. That's because his body just works so hard to stay, it just works on overtime. And these dark circles under his eyes, yeah, they're because this child does not sleep. I mean, he does, but he sleeps really restlessly, not very well, and he works so hard just to be here. But he's improved a lot. So I'm going to show you the rest of his bedtime routine. But for now, I'm just going to let this feed finish and we'll get back to you when it's over. Okay, so he's done eating and he's much happier, aren't you? Yeah. This cooing is new too and it makes me so happy. It does. So I brought out some toys for him to play with. And I don't know how long, oh, yep. I don't know how long this is going to hold his attention, but he does typically like it. And of course, has to shove it in his face. Look, get that part, get that part. And it's also tough enough to withstand him. If anybody wants to know what this is the Winkle by Manhattan Toy. It is ridiculously expensive for what it is, but, oh, yep. Got that. And I'm going to have to wash all of these things. Because his drool is rather thick and slimy and gross. It's like, does anybody have a drooling dog? Yeah, it's like that. Okay, let's try something more interactive. How about this? Look. Yeah. Oh, look, he knows exactly what to do. So this is the baby Einstein take-along tunes. Oh, apparently that was not good enough. Ow, ow, you're scratching me. We need to cut your nails. You hate that. This is an awesome little toy. Because, oh, it's okay, just do it again. Just do it again. Oh, he really likes this one. Giggles are rare too. Yeah, he's quite the fan of classical music, actually. Well, don't beat the life out of it. So we just do this after. Good job. He normally beats it with his fist, but I just wanted to see if he'd push a button with one of his fingers, and he did. Oh, you want me to keep doing this? Okay. So we normally play a little bit before bedtime because it helps him sleep better. Of course, I have to be careful bouncing him like this because I really don't want him to puke the feeding that he just had. Plasma puke is as gross as it sounds. So I can tell he's getting tired now because he's starting to want to suck and chew on my hands. And like I said, he does not tolerate anything foreign put in his mouth unless he chooses to put it there. And at first, he didn't do this with anybody else. He would do it to the extent that his hands would be bruised. And I'd much rather him do this on me than on him because he's actually, ow, stop, hey, no, we don't bite, that's too hard. No, it's not funny, it's too hard, okay? Here, let's try this. Sometimes he will tolerate this toy. This is called the Super Yummy. Is this going to be one of those times when we don't? Maybe not? Okay. Yep. This is called the Super Yummy, and it has like a vanilla, okay. Vanilla scent and flavor. Here, let's try this one. You like that one? Yeah. It's supposed to mimic mother's milk. So I think we're about done with playtime. I'm gonna let him play with this for as long as he feels like it, and he can take it to bed if he wants. But I think we're gonna wind down and get him ready for bed. Okay, I know, please don't scratch me. He doesn't mean to, but it's just how he is, and he really tries. He's actually learned a lot, but he will not actually fall asleep while I hold him, but I like to give everybody their own little bedtime routine, and so I just hold him and rock him and usually sing a song to him because he really loves music before I put him to bed and before I put his sleep equipment on, because he does have a thing that he has to wear to bed. So I normally sing to him in German. I am not about to do that on camera. You're scratching me, buddy. I'm sorry. Here, let's cuddle like this. You like this. And he likes me to hold his foot. Yeah, I know, it's weird. And he like pushes against my foot while I do this. I mean, against my hand. He pushes his foot against my hand. So I'm going to sing the English translation of one of his favorites, because I'm not going to sing in German on camera. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So which one should we do, huh? How about sleep, little one, go to sleep. Mother is here by thy bed. Sleep, little one, go to sleep. Rest on thy pillow, thy head. The world is silent and still. The moon shines bright on the hill and creeps past thy window sill. Sleep, little one, go to sleep. Good night, good night. Sleep, little one, go to sleep. So peaceful the birds and the sheep. Quiet are meadows and trees. Even the buzz of the bees. The silvery moonbeam so bright, down through thy window give light. O'er thee the moonbeams will creep. Sleep, little one, go to sleep. Oh, sleep, go to sleep. Okay, so here's his sweet little bed, and before we peek in there, I'm just going to warn you guys, he does have on an oxygen mask. His tank is over there on that table, and that is because when he goes into a deep sleep, this doesn't typically happen during naps, but when he leaves REM sleep, his oxygen levels, like his blood oxygen, will drop like crazy. And you can't put a pulse ox on him because he will take it off. He will, every single time. He's broken 3 since he's been home. So I asked the nurses and they just said, just keep the oxygen on him all the time. So that's what we do at night. And he used to hate it. And now he's pretty much calmed down about it. He doesn't mess with it. And a lot of that is thanks to the What's It. Can I borrow this for a second, sweetheart? Yeah, here's the What's It. Aunt Tiffy, our really good friend, made this for him. Okay, here you go. There you go. You can have it back. All right. So that gives him something else to play with and cuddle with as he goes to sleep, and that just keeps him happy. So, and I will take these things off up here before he goes to, after he's asleep, because I don't think he could destroy them or get the stuffing out, but I'm not 100% sure, so I always take them off. But I'm gonna move him into a dark room with his white noise, and he'll be down for the count, hopefully. So that's really all from us. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next time. Hi again, guys. Thank you so much for watching if you stayed till the end. I just wanted, since I introduced Oscar with some role play, which was super fun, and a huge shout out to my brother, the cameraman, for making this possible. I just wanted to share with you his real details, since I didn't get to do a box opening or anything. He's been with me since March, and this is the Pilar sculpt by Audrey Stota. He was reborn by Jamie DeVault of Behind the Closet Art Dolls. She is amazing. And he was a custom, and she made him exactly how I wanted him to be. And I want to tell you a little bit about why he's so special. His story is completely fiction. It probably falls somewhere into the realm of sci-fi or historical sci-fi or something. I don't know. I invented it and wrote it myself, but it has some bearing on real life. And the real life lesson here is that you can't help how you're born. You have no control over your parents' decisions. And as we grow, we do make choices about what we do with them. So this little guy actually represents a very special boy in my life who was born addicted to many drugs due to very poor choices on the part of his birth mother, who was probably sadly also born addicted. But I've seen this little boy go from an almost silent child who hardly ever made a sound except when he screamed in his sleep, to a happy, talking, walking, running, climbing, super intelligent little boy. And it's been so rewarding, and I just wanted to have a special Reborn in my collection to honor his journey and what he's overcome. So that's Oscar. And I hope you enjoyed meeting him, and I hope that you enjoy the role play that we did, and let me know what you think in the comments. So thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!